Welcome to AGORACOM, the Small Cap Epicenter, and AGORACOM TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show that brings you the best press releases out of the small cap world every morning before the open, so you can hopefully profit from them and maybe even find your next great small cap investment. Now, it's Wednesday, October 24th. I've been away for a week. Paul's done an unbelievable job filling in, but I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be back with a bang because I've got 5 great press releases for you from both sides of the border. So let's start off first with Nightingale Informatix, which trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the stock symbol NGH. The company's announced medical record agreements with 41 clinics in Ontario, in aggregate of $860,000 in contracts. These contracts are have initial term of 3 years with an option to renew. If you don't know what this company does, Nightingale is leading the way in the space of electronic medical records. Most of you are probably used to going to the doctor, where a doctor's scribbling down notes and then puts them in a file, and then put them in a big filing cabinet at the back of the office. We all know that's incredibly inefficient. Well, Nightingale's leading the way because they're now creating electronic medical records, and we've had them on the show before with major contracts around the country. The company right now is trading at 40 cents. They're off their high of $1.30. Not sure why. Might be a case of they got ahead of themselves because of this great space that they're in, and now they're finally to deliver on news. There might have been a lag there, but we like what we see out of Nightingale, and you might want to take a closer look at them. Next up, Titanium Group trades on the OTC under the stock symbol TTNUF. They announced a contract with the Kwai Hung Group out of Hong Kong to provide facial recognition software and a solution for the new luxury apartment project going up in the middle of Hong Kong. The Kwai Hung Group is one of those reputable conglomerates in Hong Kong with over $1.5 billion in property assets. So this is a major customer. But we also took a closer look at the Titanium Group and found out there's some of their clients include IBM, the Hong Kong government, and the People's Bank of China. So what these facial recognition systems are going to do are replace the PIN code and the card swiping solutions that are currently available. Biggest reason for that is these solutions actually are prone to being defeated by people who want to make their way into a building. As you can imagine, you figure out a code, you get a card, and you're in. Facial recognition, there's no way to beat it. It's either your face or it's not, making it a lot more difficult, and the residents of these luxury high-rise towers are going to appreciate this. Take a close look at Titanium, which is trading right now at 13.5 cents. You know I like these Chinese companies because if they've got commercial acceptance in China, the sky's the limit. It looks like Titanium's doing a pretty good job there. Next up, Nighthawk Systems is making a repeat performance here on Agora TV. They're trading on the OTC under the stock symbol NIHK. They're actually giving guidance related to the third quarter ended September 30th. They haven't come out with the 10Q with the 10Q as yet, but they're giving guidance, and you know what that means. It means they really like their numbers and they want to get the word out as soon as possible. I'm going to read off some of the highlights here. Revenues for the quarter more than 55% higher for the same quarter in 2006. Total revenues for the quarter represent the highest quarterly total from any third quarter in the past, and actually surpassed their record quarter in Q2. So sequentially and year over year, they're growing pretty fast. And in their quote, Douglas Safoff, the Nighthawk CEO, states, revenues through the first 3 quarters of 2007 already exceed revenues for all of 2006. If you're not sure what this company does, Nighthawk provides intelligent wireless power control products that enable simultaneous activation or deactivation of multiple assets. Well, what does that mean? What I like is their major client base comes out of utilities across 40 states. Again, going back to old technology, if a utility had to turn utilities on or off, had to send out a person in a van to go out to a property, turn it on, turn it off. A little of the, that manual, extremely expensive process. Now, thanks to Nighthawk, these companies can do it wirelessly from a central location, which saves an incredible amount of money, resources, and time for everybody, including the customer. The company right now is trading at 10 cents. Going back to the TSX Venture Exchange, we've got a couple of resources stories for you. First up is Temex Gold, Temex Resources, that trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the stock symbol TME, as well as for our friends in Frankfurt under the stock symbol TQ1. The company announced the company intersected gold on its Timmins Project Field program. 6 holes tested. I'm going to read this because, as you know, these These resources, press release can get technical. 6 holes tested. The Hugh-Pam conglomerate zone, where previous drilling outlined 2 gold mineralized zones, including results of 17.17 grams per ton of gold over 12 meters. Well, all 6 of those holes intersected gold mineralization, so testing of that zone obviously went very well. The best intersection came from hole 0745, which included an assay interval of 2.7 grams per ton of gold over a core length of 14 meters, including 5.18 grams per ton of gold over 4.7 meters. As always, with these resource assay results, you've got to go take a closer look at yourself, but these are great numbers. The company is trading at 80 cents. Full disclosure time, actually, Temex is a new client of AGORACOM, but as always, clients don't make their way onto AGORACOM TV unless they've got great news. And when you intersect gold, you definitely got to hear about companies like this. Temex trading on TSX Venture Exchange. And finally, Halo Resources trades on the TSX under the stock symbol HLO, and for our American friends on the OTC under HLOSF, and finally again for Frankfurt under the stock symbol HRL. They're saying they discovered new high-grade VMS mineralization at the Lost Lake zone, and again, got to read this. They're calling it a new discovery. 3 drill holes have intersected a strong copper-zinc zone over strike length of 500 meters, and all intersections were in 100 meters of surface. Highlights include 1.2% copper and 6.3% zinc over 6.5 meters on hole number 57, and 1.6% copper and 4.9% zinc over 5.1 meters on hole 55. I want to quote Linda Bloom, President and CEO of Halo, who states, "The intersection of both holes 55 and 57 are rich in copper and zinc. This combination of high-grade intersections with significant width at shallow depth illustrates the Lost Lake Zone is an important new discovery." The Lost Lake Zone is 100% owned by Halo, and it's located within 8 kilometers of 6 other known deposits. They're trading right now at 53 cents, which is in the middle of its trading range, so you might want to take a look at that. As always, we're going to post these notes to our blog, so if you've got additional market intelligence and information you want to provide for the greater good, please make your way over to our blog and post some comments. Otherwise, if you're looking for more great small cap companies, don't forget about the AGORACOM marketplace, where we've now got over 70 companies divided up by industry and exchange, so you can find companies that are best suited for your investment portfolio. That's it. That's a wrap for the day. Hope you had great news out of this, and we'll be back tomorrow with even more great news. See you then.